partner's gonna have the single leg and the inside. From here, we're gonna whizzer down, and then I'm gonna look to trap my partner's head with my elbow, just locking this in. From there, I'm gonna place my hand right on the wrist. I'm gonna come over the top. From here, all I'm gonna look to do is I'm gonna lock in my Kimura. I'm gonna step my support leg on the outside underneath my partner's base, and I'm gonna look to roll him over my right side shoulder. From there, I triangle my legs for the grip break, and I also cinch in my Kimura grip to a false grip, looking to break this out. From there, we have a couple different options from Kimura. We're gonna go with the most basic on just taking the back. As Luis looks to turn into me, I control the elbow line. He's gonna scissor his hips. I slide my knee in, and then I look to throw in my hooks, and then get to the back and start getting my strangle locked in. So single leg, boom. We have a strong whizzer pressure, initially lowering our base. I'm going to look to slide my elbow over the top and trap his head. From there, immediately I grab the wrist, I place this one over, and I lock in my Kimura grip. From there, I'm gonna get my right foot in alignment with his 2 feet, stepping deep and looking to roll him over my left side shoulder. From there, immediately, I pull up, I lock a triangle, I break. From here, it's important that you press the hand into the stomach and you elevate the elbow. As Luis goes to scissor, it's difficult, and we have the ability to slide our knee in, throw our hook over the top, and then place our Kimura over the top for a seatbelt. From there, we're just gonna elbow prop, look to shoot in, and lock in our finish. Got it? Awesome. 1, 2, 3. Same story, making sure I'm dropping, going elbow to knee, weighting Luis's shoulder. Then on a piece of paper, sliding this through, trapping the head. From there, I'm gonna look to throw over for Kimura. From Kimura, there's a certain amount of back exposure when you're doing this move. From here, Luis is gonna duck his head to the outside, and he's gonna hit a duck under motion, and he's gonna look to essentially come to my back. From there, immediately, I look to go to an overback grip, where I'm grabbing the far side lat, and I'm going to an elbow. From here, first move we're gonna go to is just an Osoto Gari trick. I'm gonna place my calf right behind, I'm gonna step, 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 and I'm gonna take a bow. Hands go to the mat, just a practice of balance, coming through. Go, or row. Here, I'm dropping my weight, getting his head lower. I'm sliding this through, I'm trapping the head. I go for Kimura. Luis looks for the back exposure. Immediately, I grab my grips. I place my foot on the lower calf. I step, step, step. I take a bow. And I exhale. One more time. Low, in alignment with the foot. Start to square up a little bit more. 1, 2, I grab grips. 3, I place my foot. Step, step, step. Osoto Gari trick. 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna look at Harai Goshi from our Kimura. So same scenario, coming in, elbow to knee, sliding, trapping the head. I lock in my Kimura. My partner's looking to take my back and circle behind. So certain amount of back exposure. Again, they're looking for that back exposure and they're coming in. What we're gonna look to do is essentially use their grip, their elbow or Kimura grip, to use Harai. Harai is also loaded a lot more because they're circling behind us to get the back. So we're gonna use the crash guide for you guys, just so we get the hang of doing the throw and just falling properly. So coming in, Luis looks to take the back, boom. Come into the mat like so, and we'll be working on the crash pad. So, I'm out, I'm sliding, I'm working with my grip, these circles. Coming over the top for Harai Goshi from your Kimura off their back take. Any questions?
Are you rotating your upper body to get him to?
That's a good question. I'm using the elbow. So I right at the, like I'm loading him on my hips there.
You're turning?
Yeah, very slightly. I'm going towards my left-hand quadrant. Just like I was taking a bow, I'm just kind of going in this trajectory where I'm getting weight on my toes. Awesome. 1, 2, 3. Work from the crash pad here.
How does it feel, Luis?
Without the crash pad?
Yeah.
A little safer for me.
Oh, okay.
A little safer. You're changing up the height here. It feels different. Prep will be showtime. Nice.
Nice.
Supposed to hand out, not over.
Realistically, you're falling to the mat. You're falling on Kimura. Like, this is just for the drill, not falling on your partner, but you're gonna be falling through on Kimura.
So last progression, if you don't have this movement on Harai, we're not going to do it. We'll just stick to Harai Goshi for the feet. We're not going to fall it to the ground. But if we have the ability to hit our Harai, you know, we're gonna try this out. So we're going, boom, slide, 1, 2. Luis looks for back exposure. Now all I'm going to be doing here, as he circles behind, I'm still hitting the Harai. I'm going to follow Luis to the mat, and I'm going to do a shoulder roll. So as we look to go, I'm going to hit little stepping motion where I block 1, 2, and I go. So I'm just switching my feet on a crow step, flexing my foot. From there, Luis is going to come up to his knees. We're going to hit Sumi Gaeshi. 1, 2. And then from here, slow down. We're going to come in, and I'm going to look to trap his secondary arm. So I'm just sliding my leg through here, right there. And then I'm going to pass this off, and I'm going to do like a full Nelson variation where I just trap his head behind my arm and my leg. From there, we can get a tap. And the more we walk it, obviously the more of a spine trick it's going to be. However, this is also a great setup for a guillotine variation, where all I'm going to do is I'm going to take away my left arm, I'm going to place it in, and then from there, I'm going to sit the corner, take high risk variation, and I'm going to get a finish. One more time from the feet. We can just go from behind too. So, as Luis circles to the back, it helps load this motion. We're pulling here. We're hitting that crow step where we step. I immediately go to the side. I'm hitting over my shoulder. I'm Sumi Gaeshi. 1, 2. From there, I lace this through. I pass this off. Super full Nelson. The more you walk this, the more you're going to compress on the neck. From there, I'm going to take away my hand grip, and I'm going to place this in. From there, I'm going to sit to my left side. I'm going to take a high wrist variation with high elbow finishing mechanics. You guys got it? Awesome. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so let's just isolate the movement from our Sumi Gaeshi, throwing in. Elevating over the corner. So as we go, we're lacing this through. We're passing this off.
So super full Nelson. I'm gonna go to an elbow prop, and I'm gonna go like I'm going just a scarf position where essentially like I'm sitting through. Judo side control. So it's the same idea here where I'm sitting that through to get the neck crank. So I need to have a certain, Luis is pretty tight here, so I'm not going to go all the way through, but the ideal would be shooting that through so it has good neck cranking ability. From here, what I'm going to do is before I switch this off, I'm going to pull on his lat to get him in this direction. So I'm kind of applying neck pressure. Then from here, I switch my guillotine, and I slide that right into the hip. Then I look to get on my high risk variation and just compress that hole coming in. So one more time, just go T-Kimura. We'll just start there. So here, we're lacing, and then we're switching. I'm getting to an elbow prop. I'm walking. You can play with getting the tap. And also, I want to kind of trap this head right in the meat of my lat and my tricep. And there I pull, and then I switch. Coming in, looking to get the finish. Once you get the hang of it, your partner can start going on defensive reactions from your guillotine.